Sonic News! A news show appears. It's super effective. I am SSF. Pull my finger, please. Please? No? Screw you. I was polite. Ugh.
Welcome to SonicLand.
Live from the magnificent state of Virginia, here's your host, the news dude of Sonic Paradox, Sonic Sega Fan, 1991.
And hello everyone watching out here on Sonic Paradox for what will be a very quick Sonic News Show, honestly. I've had poor sleeping schedule all day, and now I found out there's a VGCW stream, a Video Game Championship Wrestling stream happening at the same time, because God knows why they have to do everything. Everything has to be done during Sundays, right in the middle of my show, but wouldn't be surprised if the viewer count didn't even get above 5 at this point, but yeah, welcome to Sonic News Show. Like I said, a very quick Sonic News Show because for multiple reasons, but one reason being I'm not a happy SSF right now, and two, I'm sure this is just a distraction from what's going on right now, so yeah. So, well, I overslept and missed pretty much everything that was supposed to happen today, and then I find out literally at the last second that there's going to be a VGCW stream right at the same time the show starts, and needless to say, I'm none too happy about this. Because it was all last minute, and it really didn't help things out, because like always, everything has to go wrong for me, instead of it happening, instead of there being good stuff happening for once. But anyway, like I said, it's just gonna be a quick show, probably 15 minutes or so. Who said I was blaming anyone? I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just blaming my shitty luck like always. But yeah. Sonic Lost World trailer was released, and the game's going to be out in 2013. You guys already know all about that, so I'm not even going to go into details about that. You guys saw the Sonic Lost World screenshots, I'm sure. You guys saw the details about Sonic Lost World, about it, all the plot elements and stuff like that. Pretty much everything that I figured would happen actually happened. And I'm amazed at this, but yeah, Sega did publish a press release on Sonic Lost World as well, and pretty much, Nintendo of Germany actually revealed that all 3 Nintendo exclusive titles will actually come out this year. So it means really less of a reason to complain about it, honestly, the whole Nintendo exclusive thing, because it's all going to be happening within 1 year. So it's, yeah. But yeah. Yeah, we don't know what the third game is yet, but I imagine we'll find out come E3 or so, because I should note E3 is probably going to get the most discussion for tonight's show, simply because it's going to be quite a bit to talk about. I'm going to pretty much give the lowdown on everything E3, for the coverage, because literally E3 coverage is only 4 days away. So, I didn't even get the chance to do the whole Sonic Paradox logo either, because I just am a rush. So, let me see. Don't mind me, I'm just getting page up. if you guys need to get all the information you need to know, it's on Sonic Paradox's homepage. So, yeah, you know, there is that. So, anyway, well, let me go ahead and put this up anyway. Let me see, what else do I need to, cover? Let me see. Tokyo Joyopolis is going to be holding a Sonic 22nd birthday event. And apparently Lost World, I believe, is going to be playable there. I believe, if I remember what was read, it will be playable there. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it is supposed to be playable there. But, yep. It's on TSC News, I know that. So let me find the article real quick. Yep, there it is. It's on TSC News, right on the Sonic Scene section, so. Yep, and apparently, there will be a, first look at Lost World as well. It will be happening at 3:30 p.m. local time, which is about, I'd say, either 2 or 4 p.m. Excuse me. Eastern time, so. But yep. Yeah, provided Best Buy stores and Nintendo World does so first, which I should note, I may actually be going to one of those events, if all goes well. I really hope things do go well, but if I can't go to that, you better believe I'm going to be really frustrated. But yeah, there is actually a chance that I may be able to go to the Best Buy event happening across the street, E3 Nintendo Best Buy event happening across the, not street, but across the river for me, so. But yes, Sega and BBC Earth partnered together for the Orby Museum, this interactive museum to celebrate life, nature, and Earth. I don't know what that's all about. So, also in the U.S., the Project X Zone demo is supposed to be available later this month. For the US, and then next month for Japan. However, considering I'm not really going to be talking in the way of normal Sonic news for a few weeks, except anything important. If anything's absolutely important, like say they revealed a bunch more information on Lost World, or you know they told us what's going to happen in E3 or something very important, you know, I'll mention that in next week's shows. But yes. There's also, and get this, there's going to be epic fragrance products with scents based on Sega characters. So there's going to be a Sonic fragrance perfume of sorts, fragrance product, that's based on Sonic. So you'd actually be able to smell like Sonic. I don't know why, but with all that out of the way, there's only one thing left to cover. In before Gum's fragrance is gum. But yeah, it's maybe Gumception. But no. There's one more thing to talk about, and like I said, this is gonna take up the bulk of the show. This is the last normal Sonic News Show for a few weeks, as Sonic Lost, not Sonic Lost World, as E3 coverage is going to be happening in 4 days. I can't really say for sure, Ultramaster. We'll just have to see. But yes, E3 coverage begins in 4 days at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. That's 3 o'clock p.m. UK time. That's also 7 a.m. West Coast time Pacific time. It's gonna be Konami, the stream that will be covering the Konami conference and stuff like that. But yeah, gonna be a lot to talk about for that. But let me show off the times. 6 o'clock a.m. on Monday. No. No, I do not actually. It'll be 8 a.m. I'll usually try to get up at like 7 a.m. more than likely. But considering that, you know, with how my sleeping schedule's been, I wouldn't even be surprised if if it wasn't even that much of an effort if I didn't even, wake up at all. Or like I didn't go to sleep at all. So, but we'll see how things go. But yes, there's schedule right here. 6 p.m. or 10 o'clock a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on June 6th will be day one. That'll be Konami. The day we're gonna Konami's conference will be, covered. June 7th, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Will be day one of pre-E3 coverage, technically. June 8th will be from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern, and will be of another day of pre-E3 coverage. Both of those will actually detail a two-parter. Day one will have the 7th will have part one, and the 8th will have part two. But there will be a two-parter Sega at E3 retrospective / video montage of Sega over the years during E3. Pretty much everything is down pat now. All that remains at this point is, well, all that remains at this point is going to be, what is it, bunch of videos showcasing Sega in the past E3s, and I figured, that would be a good thing to kind of take up time while pre-E3 gets, drawn near. Then next week, next Sunday, at the usual time, will be once again another show, but this time not only will be no doubt, but there will be 100% definite, but it won't be the same show. It's gonna be pretty much talking about E3, getting the lowdown on anything that's come out within the past 24 hours or so. There's gonna be there's gonna be rumors that not rumors, but there's gonna be news of what's gonna happen at E3, this thing, the next thing. I'll be giving my predictions on how E3 is gonna be going. I'm gonna be explaining what each company needs to do to win E3, how I feel they actually will win E3. I'll be answering all your questions about E3, so there will be a sort of a E3 FAQ during that show on everything you guys have questions about. So there will be that. But it'll be interesting to see how everything goes. But basically, you're gonna be getting the lowdown on all the pre-E3 news. It's gonna be the last day, and then before E3, and then the next day from 8 a.m. on the 10th to 1 a.m. on the 11th will be the biggest of the days, because it's gonna be conference day. There will be 4 different conferences happening that day. So let me go ahead and show this. Also, I'll show off Konami's conference too. So let me pull this down a bit. So do this. So yes, Konami's conference will be on June 6th at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. That's 5 o'clock p.m. or 6 o'clock p.m. UK time, and 10 a.m. Pacific time. Um, but on conference day, June 10th, there will be 4 different conferences, and they are all right here. Microsoft will be holding theirs at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 5:30 p.m. UK time. And 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. EA will be having theirs at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, 9 o'clock p.m. UK time, and 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Ubisoft will be next. They're holding theirs at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, 11 o'clock p.m. UK time, and 3 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. So Ubisoft will be having at the same time a SonicNews Show would be holding on a Sunday, but it will be on a Monday this time. Sony will be holding theirs, and they're the last. They'll be holding theirs at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 a.m. UK time, and 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Now, that's pretty much all the big conferences. But on the next day, 11 o'clock, or on June 11th, will be essentially Nintendo Day. Because Nintendo is pretty much saying all their stuff's going to be happening on that day. You have Nintendo's Wii U software showcase at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on the 11th. That is 6:30 p.m. UK time and 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. I really don't know if that's going to be broadcasted, but if it doesn't, we're probably going to be finding out more information and trailers and stuff like that. So, and then, but however, a few hours before that, at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, which is 3 o'clock p.m. UK time and 7 a.m. Pacific time, will be the big Nintendo E3 Direct that we're supposed to be getting. That's going to be detailing a whole bunch of new information like Smash Brothers and, you know, all the Mario games that are supposed to be coming out and this thing and the next thing. So you better believe we're going to be taking a look at that. That's going to be broadcasted live, however. Just not, you know, as a press conference at E3. But, there is that. There's also going to be, after the E3 Nintendo Direct, there will be a Nintendo Pokemon X and Y panel. That'll be going for 90 minutes. So, essentially, it'll probably be, it's probably going to be a constant stream of stuff. Like, Nintendo's E3 Direct is going to be happening, then the panel, and then the Wii U software showcase. So, all that's happening, and then through the course of E3 itself will be Square Enix's live video series at E3 on June 11th through 13th. So with that in mind, that's pretty much everything we know that's going to be happening at E3 this year. So at least as far as I know, and if there is anything last minute, you know, I will make note of this, but as far as I know, there's not going to be any more adjustments to the schedule. The schedule is final. So, with that in mind, June 11th, 12th, and 13th, all 3 days at E3 is going to be taking place. All the expo doors will be open. Will be happening at the same times, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. As I said, Nintendo Day, pretty much, is going to be on the 11th, so that's going to be a busy day right there. Then June 14th, from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern, will be post E3. Pretty much, it's just going to be detailing anything that's happened in that day. Any breaking news that's happening on that day, and, you know, probably going to be just looking through all the articles that the Sonic sites have posted in relation to E3. Like I said, you know, if you guys can get all the word out on the E3 coverage, please do. You know, put it on the front page, you know, get the word out as much as you can. Because I really do want this to be a jam-packed E3 coverage, you know, full of users and stuff like that. So I would love to see a lot of viewer count, but it seems like to get the word out, I'm probably gonna have to do that. Um, get the word out as much as you can. Spread the word. I know 20's been actually doing that somewhat with a blog post, but it's gonna need to be more than that to get a lot of promotion going on. And I can't do everything myself. I mean, I've been promoting this for a few months now, and you know, but hopefully there are lots of viewers, through the course of this. I will be tallying up all the viewers that I had on each day and getting a final count. So this will be amusing to see what the final count will be. But yep, after all that, June 15th, I should note, will be a day off. There's not going to be any E3 coverage on there. All the E3 coverage will pretty much end on June 16th, 2 weeks from now, with the post E3 Sonic News Show special. Same time, 6 p.m. Eastern, and pretty much that's going to be detailing the lowdown on all the big news that we got, the biggest news. All the Sonic and Sega news we got during E3 will be detailed. And this thing and the next thing, I'll be getting again, you guys, all the questions you guys have about how E3 went, and any questions you guys have for me for that show will be taking place. These two Sonic News shows will completely neglect the 10 topic, thing. It's pretty much going to be like this little, I'm just going to be getting down and dirty about E3. I'm going to be opening up completely about E3. How I feel about it. This thing and the next thing. So, get the word out. It's going to be a pretty big Sonic News show coming up on June 9th, and then on June 16th, these next two Sonic News shows are going to be huge. So, with that in mind, all the special features, you got all the latest trailers, demos, interviews, and more. There will be no advertisements on any of the videos played on game trailers and stuff like that, because I have Firefox and have ad block, enabled, so they're not going to be playing any advertisements. The videos are going to be starting just like that. So, there's going to be emphasis on Sega and Sonic E3 news. So, by the way, there may be buffering on the videos, but I think it's going to be at a minimum now. I noticed that I don't really see any buffering now with the videos, but then again, that's just without, Procaster playing, so I don't know how different it'll be when Procaster is played, and plus I don't know if the traffic's going to be off the charts because of the whole E3 hype and everything. So either way, I don't think the buffering is going to be too severe like last year, simply because I have a lot more room on my hard drive now, for one thing, and I think there's more room for it to handle buffering and stuff like that, and I don't know. I don't even think that's I don't even think that's correct, but I think there will be a little bit of buffering, but it won't be so bad as last year. But yeah, there's gonna be emphasis on Sega and Sonic E3 news. Essentially, what that's all about is that if there's any new tidbit of Sonic and Sega news that comes out in relation to E3 or whatever, I will be mentioning it almost immediately. So there will be that. There will be live streaming of the conferences. Note that none of the E3 coverage is going to be saved except the retrospectives on the Sega at E3 retrospectives and the Sonic News Show E3 specials. Other than that, nothing else is going to be saved for copyright purposes. And the Sega at E3 retrospectives, I don't even know are going to be going up on YouTube yet. I think they may at the very least be going up on Radio Sega Media. I did talk to Fast Feed about it. I did message him. Haven't gotten a response yet, so I don't know yet. But we'll see. But there's that. Now here's something that I think you guys might be excited about. There will be SSF Facecam during the course of the E3 coverage. And not only is it going to be located in a new angle, but it's also going to be under direct lighting. and will be bigger to see on the stream because of it being used by with XSplit and all. I can't really show it right now because I want to make it a surprise, but there is, with this new angle I have, if you guys recall the previous face cam, it would take place on the couch. I would be sitting on the couch, and the cam would be facing towards me sitting on the couch. Well, that's not going to be the case anymore. I've pretty much shifted a complete angle. Say the angles are like the face of a clock. You know, and the clock read like noon. Well, say that the two hands of the clock actually migrated to 3:15. That essentially, you know, that essentially is how the cover, like the angle has changed. That's how severe how much the angle has changed. Now I'm sitting in this recliner that's got a bunch of blankets and stuff like that, and pillows next to me, and not only that, but there's loads of lighting. Not only the lighting that's going to be from the chandelier that's above me, well, kind of chandelier, but the lighting that's above me, but there's also lighting that's behind me too, like off to the side of me, because there's a curtain next to me, there's a window next to me, and it shines bright, during the course of the summertime. So, needless to say, you guys are going to be getting. It's going to be getting rather. It's going to be hopefully a much better coverage. I mean, a much better face cam than before. And I'm going to be testing this face cam out in the coming days. How many times will I be using the face cam? I'm probably using the face cam every single day. Every single day there will be face cam. So even the Sonic News Show will probably be having some face cam for the first time. Which is going to be something rather unique. So for the first time, the Sonic News Show will actually be having face cam. So there you go. Also, there will be live audience interaction on Twitter in the stream chat. Yes, you guys will probably be getting a little bit of live tweeting. I don't know how much of it there will be, but I will be interacting with you guys on Twitter, asking you guys questions on what you think E3 is going to be like. I can easily do this. It's going to be so much better to do this now because 836 followers. Yeah. There's a lot of people that are following me right now, so. But yes, this is the blog post that 20 actually put up, but I need to log in first. There we go. So but yep, this is the post. My stomach's growling. But yep. There's the thing right there. I'll read that more in a moment once the show finishes, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Like there will not be any Skype interaction because I can't really do that, but at some point I made up for it by putting this in. At some point I'll probably be putting this halfway in. I haven't decided when this is going to happen. It won't be on conference day. It won't be on the Sonic News shows. I'm probably gonna stick that on day 2 of E3, E3 day 2, so the 12th. I'm going to be doing a SSF Q&A session there. I completely mistyped that as FAQ session, but a Q&A session. If you guys have any questions to me as a whole, like what I do or anything of that sort, I will be doing a SSF Q&A session on the 12th. So during the E3 coverage on that day. So hopefully, but there you go. And of course I already covered the Sega retrospective video montage thing, but yep, that's everything. Um, that is essentially everything you guys need to know about E3. The E3 coverage. So that's everything. Um, Needless to say, I hope you guys are very excited for this, because I sure am. Everything that's been leading up to this is finally coming to this, is finally hitting, it's finally, it's finally hit the, we finally get the, what is it, the, end of the road. Like, E3 is now upon us. It's the E3 coverage is now upon us, and it's going to be quite an amazing 2 weeks, guys. And I hope you are really excited for this E3 coverage because, like I said, I've been preparing this for a few months now, and only now, um, you know, hopefully you guys are ready to go because I know I sure am. But really all the stuff for me to prepare is getting the only thing left for me to do is get XSplit ready to go and and sort out the face cam and see how it looks and all that. Um, but yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in 4 days for the start of the E3 coverage, and hopefully I'll see you whenever during that time. So yep. With that in mind, I will see you guys, if I don't see you at all during the main E3 coverage on the other days of the week, I will see you guys next week for the pre-E3 Sonic News Show special. And if I don't see you for that, I will see you for the post-E3 Sonic News Show special a week later. So with that in mind, I will see you guys next week for what will be one hell of a Sonic News Show. But for now, this is signing out, and I will see you guys in 4 days for the start of Sonic Paradox's E3 2013 coverage. Can't wait, guys. I'm really excited and hoping that you guys were going to be there for all that is going to be E3. So, for now, have a great night, everyone. Take care for now.